you a bunch of bookers that you can contact. I just can't give her name out.
All right.
There's a bunch of them that I've interviewed that are bookers that told me that they'd get me on, but they haven't done it. So this one did. Hey, Facebook, we're live. Yeah, I got my buddy here. This is James Esterline. How you doing, James?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. You're in
Excellent.
Florida, and it's cold this morning there, James.
Right? Ugh. It's freezing out. Well, come on. Look how nice it looks out. It's still Florida.
Absolutely. Now,
It'll warm up.
what city are you in again? Remind me.
St. Pete.
That's what I thought. Yeah, St. Petersburg. So I want to let you guys know James Esterline is like a son to me in the comedy business. He's had my back and I've had his, and we call
Heck
each
yeah.
other mother and son. So if you see that, I've adopted him. He's adopted me.
My real
So
mom abandoned me when I was 12.
seriously,
Yeah, yeah.
I gotcha.
We
I'll
were in a
put you in my
foster care
will.
when I
My
was 12.
daughter don't want to talk to me. So
What's her deal? It's not like you
she's
abandoned her.
nope. I didn't abandon her. I had a brain injury and she didn't like the new mother.
We tell her, I said, it could be worse. You could get abandoned by your mom and your dad and get put into a foster care home when you're 12 years old. And then you have to run away when you're 16 and live on the streets.
Jeez, holy
Could be worse.
Toledo.
Yeah,
What
it
a
could be worse.
story. Wow, that's crazy. Have you had any contact with your mother since?
Yeah,
Not quite.
she had mental illness. It was back in the 80s, so they didn't know a lot about it compared to now, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Well, God bless your mother. Is your dad still around?
Yeah, I take care of my dad. He lives with me now for about, he had a diabetic attack and he was in a coma on Thanksgiving like 15 years ago, and I moved him up here and now he lives with me. That was in 2008 when I moved him up here.
How's he doing? He made it through the pandemic okay, huh?
Yeah, he's doing great. He's exercising right now.
No way.
Yeah, he like kind of slacks off, so I got to get him on a regiment to exercise.
Okay, Facebook people. James is a huge go-getter and he has rooms coming. He has things going on. He never sits still. He's an amazing talent, so hysterical. He even does these things on stage. I'm gonna let him explain. Anyway, I want you to talk a little bit about the things you do on stage and what you got to plug.
Well, lately on stage, I just go up as Mac James, you know, instead of the other silly characters I got a bunch of different characters. There's a gay panda bear, there's a Mexican gorilla, there's a doctor named Dr. Dandy Duck Dick. And he doesn't really have a real doctrine, but he doesn't like people to know that. So he just says, I'm not that kind of doctor to people when they ask him stuff. But he's smarter than everybody. He's so smart because he's a doctor that everybody has to listen to what he says.
That's
And
good.
there's some other characters I'm working on.
You're
It's just a
amazing.
breakaway, you know. It gets dull doing the same thing on stage sometimes, even if it's new material. And some mics, I like to go to open mics a lot. And so nobody knows who you are when you're wearing a gorilla mask or a panda bear mask. Oh, I got a Mickey Mouse mask. It's a giant Mickey Mouse head, right? And I drew a mustache on him and I gave him a scar and I made his eyebrows look all mean. And his name's Nicky the Mouse, not Mickey. He's Mickey Mouse's cousin from Brooklyn. He ain't no freaking rat. I haven't done him on stage yet. I think Disney will get mad at me.
Oh my goodness sakes.
So I was working at Lever Rocks for 4 years bartending. I've been a bartender for 20 years. And I was just getting unhappy. They disrespected me there. They disrespected my family there. they disrespected my friend there. I don't want to crap on them, but they're the ones that caused all the great things to happen by being so negative, and I just stay positive. So my daughter, they asked her to come in and put in an application. She did. And then they said, oh, we're not allowed to hire people who have fathers or whatever, siblings and stuff, which they eventually did after they told her that. So that didn't make sense. They did the same thing to my son. They needed a bus boy. He came in, his first time ever at putting in an application and everything. And they said, oh, we can't hire him because he's your son. I'm like, why are you asking me to bring my kids in here just to tell them to go away? So that
Good
was
night.
kind of disrespectful to me. Uh, then my friend, he came down to visit, my homeboy Corey Wilson, who helps me write a lot of jokes. He's a real funny guy. He spent a lot. He bought like 3 lobster tails in one day, and like all the top shelf. I think it was Kettle One he was drinking. He had like a $400 check, and then he came back the next day. And my manager's like, he can't sit here all day again, hanging out at our bar. I'm like, he just spent like $400 here, you know.
That's so stupid. Lever Rocks, you need to get your head examined.
And plus, I was plugging their restaurant on my radio show for 8 months, um, telling jokes about it too. But you know, just giving them a free plug. It's a really well-known seafood place. It's been around 80 years in Florida here. Um, so then I got sick of it, and someone gave me an attitude there, and I started this philosophy right before it started. It's the I don't care, the IDC philosophy, where you just remove caring about anything from your life. Like you just stop caring. Everything you think before you do anything, you think, do I care? No. The answer is always got to be no, but you got to think first before you act. You just got to, do I care? No, I don't care. Someone cuts you off and like, I don't care. I don't need to get upset about it. You know what I mean? You're waiting, you
Absolutely.
know, anything bad service somewhere, I don't care. Just don't care. It's not that big a deal to care about stuff. So why should you not care either? I don't even think that made sense, but it's worked for me. It's worked for Corey Wilson. But so I just told this girl, I don't, you know, she tried, it was a server boss trying to boss me around. I said, you need to act your wage. And then I eventually had an argument with my manager, who's just, it's only one manager there that everybody has a problem with. Poor management, poor leadership will result in having poor employees doing a poor job, if you ask me.
Amen.
It kills integrity. If you got poor management, people are going to stop caring like I did. And eventually I stopped caring about everything. Everything you have to stop caring about
Yes.
for it to work. So then
Yeah.
she's like, you don't have to work here, you know. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So I just left. I wasn't even on the clock yet. So then I wanted a job where, because I've been working my ass off since I was 11. I've been working my ass off. Since I was 11 years old, I've worked. And then I was like, you know what? I need a job where I don't have to do anything. And I just have to be there. That's it, and get paid for it. So I retired from bartending. That didn't last long, but I found a valet job at Marriott through a company where you just third shift. I park like 2 cars a night, and I just sit there in the lobby and write jokes, draw cartoons, and watch TV. That's it.
Oh, that's cool.
They told me within 2 minutes of the interview, oh, you can go sleep in your car if you want, and they'll page you. They give you a iPhone, they page you, and you can go get you get their car for them, which never happens third shift. You might move 2 cars a day. Perfect. I don't have to do anything. Just sit there. I wrote a lot of material there. That only lasted like 2 weeks. Because then Holiday Inn in Clearwater by the airport, St. Pete Clearwater Airport, the IGH or IHG. Uh, they've got a bar tavern there. They got a tavern called Aviators Tavern right by the airport. The guy called me, found my resume. I didn't even remember it was on Indeed, but I had updated it a few times. It's got my comedy on it, and it's got my bartending resume. I've placed in competitions, every competition, first, second, third that I've been in, at least third. And
Wow.
so they like that. And then I got a high volume experience. I was trained by the best bartenders in the world. And then uh so they found my resume and called me, and I was like talking to them about, well, I got this job where I really like do nothing and I enjoy it because I've been working so hard my whole life. For 8 years before I was a bartender, I delivered sheetrock in Michigan. Every day hauling drywall wherever the hangers needed it. You know, that was the hardest job I ever had. So everything since then has been a piece of cake, you know. Oh, you want me to do it? And So I used to deliver furniture for the Catholic Church and pick up donations for them. And I had a lot of jobs. I just wanted a job where I do nothing. I tried to tell him that, but then he started throwing around benefits and insurance, full coverage insurance for health and optical and dental and free hotel rooms and this and that. I'm 401k. And I was like, all right, I gotta take the job, I guess. But the kicker was he hired me over the phone. It was kind of weird. I never had that happen. So I went in to get all the paperwork filled out the next day. And he said, how would you feel about doing some open mics here and maybe some shows? And I'm like, well, that'd be cool as hell. But I'd never told you I was a stand-up comic, you know? How'd you know that? You know, are you psychic or something? He's like, oh, we stalked you on your social media and found out who you were and thought you were real funny. So we thought we'd bring you in. We need a bartender and we needed someone to do entertainment. They got a good entertainment budget there with all those Holiday Inn money, you know. They got a lot of their worldwide, national, everything. So I was like, okay. So this Saturday is going to be our first show at Aviators Tavern at Holiday Inn in Umberton in Clearwater, St. Pete Airport, right next to the airport there. Just like not caring, everything I wanted came true. Like I wanted a new place to work that had benefits. I wanted a brand new bar that wasn't falling apart where the owners care about the place and they fix it up when it does start to get old, you know.
Wow.
Plus, they're building me a brand new bar in the lobby. They're taking out that bar that is in there, which is a very nice bar. I like it a lot. But they're building a brand new one, all brand new, putting a stage in there and everything for me. Right now, I'm going to bring my stage to Aviators to set up for Saturday. And the artist known as Christopher Wright, the Starlight Collector, is going to be there to help me set up and play a little guitar. The guy that you see on my radio show and at all the Java Kava mics and Steep Station mics I go to. He's my best buddy.
That is so cool. Congratulations.
Crazy, right? Just by not caring. Thank you,
That's
Mom.
so,
Just by
that's
stop caring, everything I wanted came true.
wow.
The universe does listen. You just have to not care. Like people say, oh, you got to ask the universe for what you want. Well, it should already know. So I just stopped caring, and the universe probably is like, hey, this guy doesn't even care anymore. We got to start throwing stuff at him to make him care again. Is what I'm thinking happened.
Wow, what a big deal. So it's out by the Clearwater Airport. It's called Aviators and it's inside the Holiday Inn.
Yep. And
Wow,
it's Saturday from 7 to 10 every Saturday starting this week.
that's so cool.
I wanted to start plugging it sooner, but I wanted to get the approval confirmed, you know, with the GM was all about it and the food and beverage managers, they're all about it. The only thing is they don't want it to be dirty. They want it to be, you got to read the room. They don't want swearing. The front door to the hotel is like 10 feet from the front door to the tavern. So they don't want someone walking in to check in and hear somebody cursing penis or whatever, you know, like dropping F bombs. And as soon as you walk in, you're hearing about something inappropriate. So it's got to be like kind of read the room. I'll probably keep the door shut though. And then read the room. Don't swear if you can control your language, you know. It's that it's not that a lot of people don't like clean open mics, but a lot of people don't get paid unless they can do clean material. And it's a good place to practice semi-clean material, you know, because that's what's
Exactly.
going to get you booked. You're not going to get booked for conferences and conventions and stuff like that. And like, or retirement homes down here have a lot of I did a few shows at retirement homes, like kind of like nursing home places. They bring in all the old folks and they sit them around. Ooh, they got everything set up for them. You tell them jokes, and that was good money too. So you can't do that stuff with dirty material. I mean, it's not even the material; it's the language that people don't like. You know, like
Yes.
instead of saying, and I changed some of my jokes, and instead of saying balls, I say crotch. You know, they get it. And that's the total difference in whether you're going to get a show booked later based on can this guy not swear? Can he not talk about, you know, is everything dick jokes, you know?
Yes, it has a lot to do with it. And those are great venues, nursing homes, assisted living. You bet.
You got mostly clean material too, right? I never heard you swear on stage.
Well, I'm doing some things right now, but they have double meanings. So I'm saying some words, but they don't mean what the audience thinks I mean. So it's like using
Right.
swear words as a double entendre.
I do a lot of wordplay and that got me in trouble on the radio once. On Stand Up for News with me and Chris, we're doing some news stories. It's stand-up comics and we do the news. And one of the news stories was in Pasco County on July 5th. A kitten was rescued at a Walmart from a Pepsi vending machines by the employees. And I said, that's the cutest pussy I ever saw for $1.25. I was talking about a cat, but the owner of the radio station didn't like it.
Got it.
It's
Yeah.
mostly a right-leaning conservative Christian style radio station, and then like right before us is the amazing Dawn Reese, who's been on there for 15 years. She's the one that got me my show. She suggested that me and Scott, Patrick, and Chris do a show, so I said okay, and we did. So she does miracle stories and stuff like that for an hour, and then me and my boys come on and we just screw the whole thing up.
Is
We
that
throw
Dawn
everybody
Reese
aside.
that's here in Vegas?
No, she's here in Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, we have a Dawn Reese here in Vegas.
Is she a comedian?
Yeah.
This girl is a radio host, and she started doing comedy. She went to comedy school, and the first time she did actually go on stage that wasn't at her school was at my show that she helped me get at Russo's Pizza, which lasted like 7 months, but they sold the place. I literally got off the phone with Lindsay, or got done talking to Lindsay about booking her, booked her for a show there, was getting ready to set up all the stuff for selling tickets. And Norman, the owner of Russo's, called me and said he sold the place.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like the day before, he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and book her." I'm like, "Cool." So I did, and then he said, "Hey, somebody offered me a lot of money for the spot, so I had to take it." That's business, you know.
That's business. Nothing personal.
But it would be great to get you and Lindsay in the Holiday Inn, where they have these big banquet rooms that hold up to 200 people, and just bring. We got stages, we have sound systems, we have everything, you know, that you need it, because they do all these conferences, conventions, and meetings and stuff like that. So everything I need is already there, even though I have a lot of stuff. But it's awesome. I can set up the stage, get you in there, and open for Lindsay or something like that, you know.
Super. I'll take out 2 words out of my set and just refer to the words.
Yeah, well, it'll be in the banquet room, so you'll be all right. If you're in the open mic, they kind of want it to be semi-clean. But in the
Yeah.
banquet room, you know, that's a private room. People pay ticket for their tickets, and they go in there, and then we have the kitchen. We can set up a buffet for everybody, or we can have them order from the menu. It's up to how we do it. But Bob Shoemaker from Coconuts Comedy Club, I was there Tuesday. I should have gone there sooner where the place was packed, but I went up like last because I got there after another. I hit as many mics as I can every time I go out. So I hit another mic before that. I told a little story about my ex. Both it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I don't know why, but either way, Bob Shoemaker at Coconuts said, "Hey, I used to have a Coconuts in that Holiday Inn a long, like 25 years ago." He's like, "You think they would be interested in doing a merger again?" And I'm like, "Dude, that would be awesome," because we were going to do that and talk to Side Splitters in Tampa about doing that at Russo's, you know. But that never happened. Obviously, they sold the place. So I got to talk to the GM and see. He's got a old Coconut signage that he could bring and put on the road and put up in front of the place and put above the door. He has had 197 coconuts in the past 40 years. 94 of them were here in Florida. He's had them in 42 states and 13 different countries. There's been coconuts. It's a famous comedy club.
It's a
Holiday
big
Inns
deal.
yeah, I think it's amazing. Just by not caring about anything, all these great things are happening.
That's so cool.
I just
Congratulations on all that.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. I like your jacket too.
This whole thing
Yeah.
is I've had it a long time. I bought a new motorcycle, but I bought this one. I'll show you my new one.
Okay.
Here we go. It's a Honda Navi.
No way. That's gorgeous.
I just need something to get around town, and I don't feel like shifting gears. So it's automatic. It's 110 cc's. It's $1,807, the least expensive Honda has ever made.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's one gear. It's automatic. Gets up to 55. So
Fabulous.
I can take it all wherever I want, go to some mics and back and forth. And I didn't want to buy another car the way the damn gas prices are, you know.
How many miles a gallon does it get?
If you go the speed limit, I get 90 miles a gallon. I mean, sorry.
Wow.
So I don't go the speed limit, like, because I like to go fast, you know.
That's
So I get about 60.
good. That's still great gas mileage.
I got a funny story about it too. I bought it 4 months ago,
Yeah.
3.5 months ago. I had it for 8 days, and my old manager at Leverock, the kitchen manager, wants to get one. He thinks it's cool, right? And I was like, oh yeah, get one. They're cheap, you know. I got mine financed. But at West Coast Power Sports up on US 19 in Clearwater, you guys, they'll take good care of you. So
Nice.
he asked me if he could ride it first, and I said, okay. We were closed. We got a big parking lot. There's like 2 people left in the whole restaurant. So he takes it around the restaurant once, and he's like, "Oh, cool, I like it." Because I asked him first, "You know how to ride a bike, right? You know how to ride?" He's like, "Yeah, I know how to ride." I'm like, "All right." That'd be like me saying, "Hey, Linda, you know how to do comedy, right? You can do stand-up comedy, right?" You'd be like, "Yeah." I wanted. He gave me an answer that seemed confident, but he really didn't. He drove around the building the second time, and he never came back around from the other side of the building. I'm like, "Where the heck did he go?" I told him not to go on the road with it. And I go around, look for him, and all of a sudden the cops and the fire department show up. He crashed into the only 2 cars. He hit both of them in the parking lot. The 2 people coming out of the building were going to their cars. He swerved to miss them, because how fast could you really be going in a parking lot anyway? And hit the only 2 cars in the parking lot. So I had to put it in the shop, and it was in the shop for 3 months.
Oh,
I had it for 8 days. He wrecked it, and it was in the shop for 3 months. I said, I want it brand new. I want it just like when I walked out the door with it, because that's how it was. It had 180 miles on it.
oh,
And he had to pay out of his pocket to pay for it.
yeah.
$1,050.
Oh,
The
geez.
thing, so the thing cost $1,800. So over half the cost of the vehicle itself, he had to pay for it out of his pocket. But I finally got it back, and I've put like 600 miles on it in 3 weeks. All I do is ride my bike and go to mics and go to work and come home and hang out with my family. That's it.
Wow. Well, is there anything else you want to plug? You still have your radio show going, right?
Well, we did it. We put an end to it in July, and then we said we'd start doing season 2, because we need a new sponsor, because Leverox, you know, obviously they're not going to want to sponsor me anymore. But I don't care. You know, that's my philosophy. I don't care. It'll happen. My friend Linda Fellows is a realtor, and she's thinking about doing a radio show on that station too. So her and Dawn connected through me at Russo's when she started doing open mics there too. My friend Linda used to be a manager at Leverox, actually. That's how I
Wow.
met her. She's the one that hired me. And she's got some good stories and tells some good jokes. So she finally started getting up on stage at Russo's. So maybe that's going to be something we can work on. But season 2 will be coming probably in January or February, once I have it's WrestleMania. My buddy WrestleMania, he's like the king of drag shows, and he's going to be doing a karaoke Sundays at my hotel at Aviators, karaoke Sunday. So that'll be the same thing. It'll probably be like from 6 to close. Anybody wants to do karaoke. The great thing about the room is it's a Holiday Inn, and we always have people. And this is a busy season too. There's a built-in crowd. It's not like going to an open mic and the only people there are comedians. You know, and it's already heard some of your material, most of your material probably too. You know, so we
Yeah.
have built-in crowds. So we're gonna have a lot of fun doing karaoke on Sundays, and Saturdays we're gonna do the open mic. He wants to do a drag brunch and bring in some famous drag queens, and we do a drag brunch at Holiday Inn in the lobby, where we have a nice setup where they have breakfast at the other breakfast restaurant.
I
So me and
love
Russell,
drag brunches. I
have you
love
ever seen a drag show that didn't make you laugh? That people are
never.
gonna love it. Yeah, me too. It's gonna be hilarious. Like, I'm not going to drag shows every day because I'm doing comedy, obviously, but and I don't do drag, but I bet my family would think that would be weird, but I
There's
think I find it
drag
entertaining,
lunches are so fun. I love them.
right? I find it quite entertaining. So it's gonna be a kicker. We're just waiting for approval for the brunches. So WrestleMania was on the last three shows with me on the radio. He's my new co-host. He was there when we interviewed Tommy Chong the second time. Thanks to you, Mom, for helping me get Tommy Chong to come on my radio show, which was amazing. He's
You
so
done it
funny.
twice.
Yeah, he's my hero. As far as that as you know how much I like cannabis, right?
Yeah, man.
The poor man went to jail, to prison over selling a few bongs. He was a martyr for the rest of us.
Yes. Why the leader?
And
I
I've been a fan of his since I was like, I don't know, 8 years old when my dad said, "Hey, watch this movie." It was Corsican Brothers. And it's super funny, him and Cheech. And then he let me watch Up and Smoke and all that other stuff. And the part about I didn't get what was so funny about them smoking. I didn't understand what cannabis was, but just the material was hilarious. They're funny guys.
They are. Oh my
So
gosh. What a
he's been one of my
privilege.
favorites.
It's such a privilege to get to be in his presence, even if it's on Zoom, like he just exudes, like trying to interview him and ask him questions is kind of like ridiculous. Just let the man talk.
Just let his wisdom come out and his stories come out, and it's yeah, we just let him go. He swore on the radio and we all just started laughing. He's like, "What's so funny, man?" I said, "You said the S word on the radio." He's like, "Oh," and then he started laughing. He's like, he forgot he was on the radio. He thought he was on a Zoom still or something. But it was hilarious. The first time we interviewed him, he wanted to do it, even though we had to reschedule because he was doing a movie thing, a shoot. So we rescheduled, but it was his birthday. He called us on the radio and let us interview him on his birthday. And I thought that was like with his family, and they were at a restaurant and they were having dinner. I'm like, he didn't have to do that. He could have just enjoyed his birthday.
He's a great guy. I adore him.
It was
Just,
one of the nicest things I've ever seen anybody do. We could have rescheduled it for any day that wasn't his birthday.
I love having him talk and talk and talk. I mean, he just oozes wisdom.
Your second interview with him was that an hour and 30 minutes. I watched, I think, an hour and a half.
My brother, I have a twin brother. My twin brother said after the first interview, like he said, "You're terrible. You didn't ask him any questions. You didn't da da da. You didn't da da da." I'm like, "Oh, please. You can't. It's demeaning to ask him stupid interview questions. Just let him
Yeah, I
talk."
tried that a little bit. We tried to ask him a few questions, but I was like, hey, if you could play with any band right now, do you still, are you still interested in playing music? Who would you play with? And he's like, I don't care about music. That was the end. That was it. I'm like, oh, let's just let him talk. But
Yes.
we had a few questions that we would, like I asked him, what's your preference of smoking cannabis? Do you like joints, bongs, etc.? He said he was on stage with Snoop Dogg with a 9-foot bong once, and then he
Wow.
took a huge bong rip off it with Snoop Dogg. It was funny as hell. But he says he's like me. He just likes to roll a nice joint, just smoke a paper joint. No blunts, no bongs or pipes or stuff. He likes joints, same as me.
Have you ever got him to talk about whittling?
Whittling? No.
So when you have
Did
him
he-
on screen, there's things in the background. And if you ask him about the things on his wall, he has stories. So he whittles wood and he'll show you all his things he's made.
I remember him showing you a bunch of paintings when you interviewed him.
Yeah, he did
He's a
that.
whittler. What
Yeah,
does he with a? He just whittles. My grandpa used to do that.
it's super cool, It's the little things people don't really give a shit about. It was so cool to hear him talk about.
My grandpa would ask me to draw pictures for him, and then he would carve them out with a jigsaw, and then he would just whittle it away until it was a sculpted piece. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Cause I do, I used to do comic books and I always wanted to be a comic book artist. But I got into bartending and that became my new passion. So I kind of let the comic books go a little bit. But 10 years after I started bartending, I put out a comic book with a few guys and we sold that. We sold out. We sold every copy, which was amazing at the Tampa Bay Comic Book Convention. But then Ric Flair asked me to do a comic book for him. This was before he talked me into getting on stage and doing stand up. I told you that story. The Nature Boy Ric Flair got me to actually get on stage. Yeah, I told you that, right?
Yeah,
He put his hands on me and laid the smackdown on me.
that
I
is
wanted to fight
crazy.
him. He got me drunk, first of all. He got me drunk. He started handing out photographs, autographed photos, and he was signing them for everybody. And we're not supposed to ask the people there at the Vinoy Hotel or the Marriott there downtown St. Pete for autographs because we have many. So I've met thousands of celebrities there. The Princess Ferguson of whatever, I met her. I didn't even know who the heck she was, and she gave me her phone number because her escort for the touring around the city she thought was an idiot. So she
Wow.
asked me to do it. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know who she was. I'm like, I can't get off work to do that. Sorry. And my coworker's like, that's Princess Ferguson. You need to go hang out with her. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I don't think Pam would like that. My wife. Pam's my princess. Yeah. And then
Yes.
like Chris Berman, I got a great story about Mitt Romney and Condoleezza Rice sitting at the bar with Chris Berman from Sports Center. That was a funny story. Remember Mitt Romney was running against Obama, right? And they did the RNC party thing here in Tampa, and they were staying at our hotel. And Mitt Romney doesn't drink. He's sitting at the bar with Condoleezza Rice. She hadn't ordered a drink yet. The other side of the bar is Chris Berman. They're doing an ESPN thing at the Tropicana Field for a North-South college game or something like that. And I was like, "Hey, Swami, welcome back." He's a nice guy. He's just like on TV, super high energy. "Hey, James, what's up? Give me 5 Bud Lights." I'm like, "Okay." He must be thirsty. I popped 5 Bud Lights and handed them to him. And I was like, "Okay, yeah." And then these two girls walked up behind him. They might not have been prostitutes, but they were wearing a prostitute's uniform, like to quote Dave Chappelle. And I was like, "What do you two ladies like to drink?" And he's like, "Two? Where's the other two?" And he spun around.
Jeez.
So they're like, "They're in the lobby. They're coming, Chris." So he ordered 4 escorts, I guess. And that was pretty
Oh.
funny. So that's who the beers were for. I didn't know if he was really drinking 5 beers in a row. So then I turned around, I was like, "Okay." And then everybody's kind of chuckling. I go over to Condoleezza Rice and I said, "So what are you having, Condoleezza? You want 5 Bud Lights too?"
Oh
It was
my
a good laugh.
gosh.
So yeah, Rick, there we aren't allowed to ask for autographs. And I said, "Hey man, who do I gotta wrestle to get one of these signed for me, man? I thought we were buddies, Nate." Because he likes his friends to call him Nate. So after he told me to call him Nate, I told him, "You got to call me Mac James then, because that's what my friends call me."
Good for you.
Basically, he said, come around the bar. Come here, James." I'm like, "All right." I come around the bar. There's only one autograph or one photograph left. That's why I had to freak out and say something because I've been a wrestling fan since I was 5 years old. He's like, "You're going to take your jokes." Because my brother was a bartender for 20 years too, and he would do magic tricks at his bar for his guests. So I said, I need a little niche too. So I started writing jokes. And then Rick liked all my jokes. He actually bought one of my comic books from me, paid me 3 times more than what I had. It was like a $5 comic. He gave me 20 bucks. Asked me to sign it. I'm like, Ric Flair's asking me to sign something for him. That's crazy, right? So I signed it. It was one of the greatest moments of my life, really. And then,
Wow.
like a year later, he's like, "Come here, James." He's like, you like doing jokes, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "You got to promise me if you want me to sign one of those, you got to promise me that you're going to get on stage and start doing stand-up comedy." Then I'm like, "Okay, I promise." He's like, "Good." And then he grabs me by the shoulders. He's like shaking me. He's like, "You like jokes, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you like slapstick?" I'm like, "Huh?" And then he just puts one of his signature chest slaps on me. Almost knocked me over. But he got me drunk, so I was already kind of drunk while I was working. I'm like, "Rick, you son of a bitch." that kind of stings, bud. I'm like, "I can't kick your ass right here," but he probably would have beat the shit out of me. He's Ric Flair. I wanted to fight him over. I was mad. I'm like, everybody's laughing. The whole bar's laughing.
Jeez.
I just got punked by Ric Flair. I'm like, all right, thanks, Rick. He signs it to James. You're simply the best. And then he put XOXO. I'm like, come on, man.
Wow. That's
XO
incredible.
means kisses and hugs, right?
Should have
I'm like,
slapped the shit out of him.
yeah. He's an older guy. This is before he was in the hospital, but he was probably like 250 pounds of muscle still, you know. He
How's
was
he doing?
probably,
Is he doing okay now? Is he still alive?
oh yeah, he's into selling cannabis now.
Oh, good.
He's got his own clothing line, and him and Mike Tyson are selling their cannabis products.
Good. Awesome.
Like,
Well, I better get going. I got 3 interviews today, so um they start in about an hour, so I got to get ready for them because I procrastinate. Hey, plug your upcoming show again, please, for people.
all right, it's gonna be Saturdays, every Saturday. It's gonna be from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock, or maybe 9:30, whatever, depends how many people we got. At Aviators Tavern at Holiday Inn, IHG, next to Clearwater Airport, St. Pete Clearwater Airport. Come on by, and then the next day we have karaoke there, and
Wow.
WrestleMania is gonna be running the karaoke.
I can't wait to come. It's going to be a blast. And it's so cool that you're out by the airport. You know, word gets out, a lot of comedians traveling through are going to want to drop in and have some stage time too.
They're gonna have it. I'll have it available. I'll bump them right in. And we're gonna have those banquet rooms, and we can put the comedians up in a hotel room, so they ain't gotta worry about lodging, you know. And
Wow.
we have a green room in the back and the stage entrance and everything. It's gonna be great.
Uh, but really, that's mind blowing what you're doing. That's so awesome.
And my philosophy is, you know, I don't care. So if it doesn't work out, I don't care.
That's beautiful. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, just don't care about stuff, and things start happening. It's crazy.
I think sometimes when we care, we chase stuff away.
Yeah, it's like you care so hard that Murphy's Law shows up, and I hate Murphy. He's a jerk. He tries
Yeah,
to get me all the time. I don't play with Murphy no more ever since I started not caring. Murphy's gone away a little bit.
good. I'm going to try it starting today and see how it works.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I hope I hope this is gonna be a good interview. Oh, you know, don't get worked up. Just say, I don't care. We'll see what happens. I don't even take notes on stage anymore. I like to for open mics so I can say the things that I want to say in the order I want to say them, but I don't care anymore. Stop caring. Just go up there and say whatever happens, happens.
Love that.
You want to hear the joke about my ex before you
Yeah.
go?
Yeah.
And she got mad now. She said, I'm your only, and she's posting on my videos on social media. I had to block her. All these things like what she's like, I'm your only ex, so I know this joke's about me and to F off and everything. I'm like, I've had probably 40 ex-girlfriends before her, you know, tons of them. Like Tara, Sarah, Karina, Heather, Laura, Hither, who was a Swedish chick, a whole bunch of them. Sue, I can name them all, but either way, she thought these jokes were particular about her, you know, which they were. Yeah, because she was a cheating whore, you know. This cheating whore broke my heart, the cheating slut. She was such a tramp that if she was a geyser in a national park like Yellowstone, her nickname would be Old Unfaithful. Hey, but like Old Faithful, though, she would have a hole that's 5.5 feet in diameter. That every 45 minutes, toxic fumes would cause it to erupt and spew poisonous liquids everywhere.
People come from miles just to look in her hole.
And she didn't like that, so she started posting on my stuff. So then well, you know, I guess I gotta poke the bear some more, you know. So my best friend died up in Michigan. I had to go to his funeral. It was 2 years ago, and my daughter told me that her mom knew I was coming while I was actually performing up there too, and that she would wanted to find out. She took duct tape to shape her butt with duct tape, like she wanted it to be like Kim Kardashian's butt. Like I don't even know what Kim Kardashian's butt looked like. I don't care.
Oh
So
my
then
God.
she duct tapes her butt to look like Kim Kardashian's butt, I guess, is what she told my daughter. And it didn't work. So when she took all the duct tape out, she ripped all her pubic hairs out. Got a duct tape wax. Duct tape. That quacks me up. But it's nothing like Pam. Pam's got a perfect butt. It's beautiful. But my ex's butt's gotten a little droopy and chunky looking since we were together. She used to have a decent ass, but now it's all junky looking. It kind of resembles a snow shovel. It's big and flat, you know. Have you ever seen a snow shovel? Imagine that. A shovel attached to a hoe. Isn't that weird? So Shovel Butt Saunders is what we call her now. Yeah, and she still thinks that she's got a chance with me. This is 20 years after me and Pam have been together. Sorry, Shovel Butt. I'm not digging it.
So funny. Okay, I better go.
All right.
Thank you so much, James Esterline, you guys. Follow him on Facebook, James Esterline. Get out to St. Petersburg to the Red Line. What's the name of the Holiday Inn at the Aviators Bar?
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yep. Saturday nights.
Saturday nights. 7
Fridays
to 10.
we'll probably be doing shows on Friday nights and Thursday nights, but that's down the road. The budget for their entertainment doesn't start till January, so
right now it's Saturday night, 7 to 10 Eastern. Yeah. Yep. Maybe you can put it on Facebook Live.
I've thought about it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, because a lot of the mics I go to do that, but a lot don't either.
Yeah.
So some comics don't like their sets being recorded.
Exactly.
That's the only thing. Like some don't care, some think it's cool for exposure, and some don't like it at all. So I'm kind of torn on what to do there.
Yeah, absolutely. Get Shovel Butt to figure it out. She's got nothing to do.
Right.
Okay, bye. Love you.
All right, love you, Mom. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
All right, talk to you later.
Talk to you later.